Good morning children, how are you all? Hope you all are doing good. So children, in the last class we have started a new chapter. It is the desert region Saudi Arabia. Is it? So we have learned about the Saudi Arabia, the location and also the climate condition, the vegetation and the animal life of this region. Is it? So the Saudi Arabia, it is a desert region. So what is a desert? The land which is covered by sand. Is it? So most of the desert lies in the Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere and Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere. So Arabian Peninsula, it is the largest peninsula in the world, is it? So most part of this area or the Arabian Peninsula is covered by the Arabian Desert. Okay, so the Saudi Arabia is located in Arabian Desert. Okay, Saudi Arabia is located in Arabian Desert. So Saudi Arabia is a country in the Middle East. Okay, it is located in Arabian Desert. Okay, so the places that are surrounded by the Saudi Arabia, it is Jordan, Iraq and Kuwait in the north, the Peninsula Gulf, Qatar, Manama, Bahrain and United Arab Emirates, UAE. To the east, the Arabian Sea, Oman and Yemen in the south, and to the west it has the Red Sea. So these are the places which surround the Saudi Arabia. Okay, so next, this Saudi Arabia, it is ruled by the monarch. Okay, so the king, it is ruled by a dynasty. So the capital of Saudi Arabia is Riyadh. Okay, the capital of Saudi Arabia is Riyadh. And the administrative capital is Jeddah. Okay, administrative capital means where the executive government offices are located. Okay, so the administrative capital is Jeddah. So the capital of Saudi Arabia is Riyadh. Okay, so the climatic conditions here is, it is extremely hot. So we all know that if it is a desert region, the rainfall is scanty. Okay, so there is no rainfall. Hardly there receives 25 centimeter of rainfall annually. So the region is infertile and the vegetation is little. Okay, so there is no water. The rainfall is very less over here and the climate is here, it is extremely hot and dry. Okay, so it is one of the few places where the temperature rises above 50 degree. Okay, the temperature rises above 50 degree here. So the days are too hot but the nights are cool and pleasant. Okay, so there is a difference between the day and night here. Because of the rays of the sun, the sand gets heat up very quickly. Okay, and the temperature rises. But when the sun sets, the sand, okay, it cools down quickly and the temperature decreases. So these fluctuation in the temperature, the rising and the decreasing causes, okay, it makes the rocks break and crumble into tiny particles of sand. Okay, so this is the reason why the most of the land is sandy. Okay, the land surface is sandy here. Okay, and also there is sandstorms. Okay, sandstorms. The sandstorms suddenly they occur and make the sky hazy also. Okay, so the sandstorms they blow and bring the sands from one place to another and form the sand hills which are called as sand dunes. Okay, and the next it is vegetation. So as I told you before, there is little vegetation because of the spares. Okay, it is scanty in the rainfall. There is little rainfall, is it? So there is little vegetation here. Only some plants can grow in this type of region because to the plants which can withstand extreme hot, okay, can grow in this type of region because there is no water also here, is it? So the plants such as cacti, thorny bushes, prickly pear can grow in this region. Okay, so these plants roots go deep into the ground to absorb water. Okay, so these plants will not have leaves. Okay, because the leaves will evaporate. Okay, so the water, so they will be having thorns. Okay, thorns. So their fleshy stems can store water. Instead of leaves, they have thorns which prevent loss of water from evaporation. Okay, so and also in this region we find a place called oasis. So oasis is the groundwater coming up. Okay, the groundwater which comes up to the surface of the land, forming oasis. Okay, which forms pool of water called oasis. Okay, the groundwater which comes up to the land surface, forming pool of water, we call it as oasis. So this around this area, the land is fertile and they can grow crops and plants. So around this area, there are date palms. Okay, date palms, and they grow crops such as wheat and barley are grown here. Okay, around the area of oasis. And animals. So in this type of region, not very much animals are found in this type of region. So some of the animals which are sheep, goats and camels are found here. So sheep, goats and camels are used for their livestock. Okay, and camel is used to transport heavy goods on the sand. Okay, so this camel has a type of food. Okay, so its feet are adapted to the sand, to the hot burning sand. So the camel also can live without food and water for many days. For all these reasons, the camel is called as the sheep of the desert. Okay, so this was about the animal life. Now we'll move on to the life of the people. How the life of the people in Saudi Arabia. Okay, so we can divide the people of Saudi Arabia into three categories. So the one is people living around oasis. Okay, the first category is the people living around oasis. The second is nomads, and the third is the city dwellers. Okay, so the people of Saudi Arabia can be divided into three categories. The one is people living around the oasis, the second is nomads, and the third is city dwellers. Okay, so the first is people living around oasis. So as I told you before, the oasis is a place where the groundwater comes up to the land surface, forming a pool of water. So around this area, the land will be fertile and we can grow crops here. So the living of the people around this area is not so hard here. Most of the people living in this area are farmers. Okay, so they can grow crops. So they grow crops like wheat, barley. Okay, and they also grow tomatoes and melons. And they make houses with sun-dried bricks. Okay, so they also build houses with sun-dried bricks, and the houses have flat roofs, are made very close to each other. Okay, so they can grow crops. So most of the people living around this region, okay, this area, they are farmers, so they can grow crops. Okay, and they also build houses by using sun-dried bricks, and the houses have flat roofs and are made very close to each. Okay, so the people living around the oasis, is not so hard because they get water and they can grow crops also. So the second category of the people are nomads. So what are these nomads? So you all know nomads are the people who move from one place to another, is it? They don't have a permanent house. So these nomads, they are also called as Bedouins. Okay, the nomads are also called as Bedouins. They don't have a permanent house. They move from one place to another. They roam from one place to another, and they live in tents made of animal skin. Okay, animal hide. Okay, so they live in tents made of animal skin, and they are fixed up wherever there is pasture for their goats and camels. Okay, so these nomads move from one place to another. They are fixed. They live in one place where there is pasture. Pasture means it is the land covered with grass. Okay, so they take along with them the sheep and the goat. Okay, so they are fixed up wherever there is a pasture for their goats and camels, so that they can feed their goats and camels. Pasture small plants for grazing the animals. Okay, so the nomads are also called as Bedouins. They do not have permanent house. They roam from one place to another and they live in tents made of animal skin. Okay, so they live, they are fixed whenever, okay, they are fixed wherever there is a pasture for their goat and camels. Pasture means for grazing animals, the land with the grass and small plants. So they are fixed. They were fixed wherever there is a pasture for their animals. Okay, so the Bedouins move in groups forming long row of camels. So the Bedouins, they move from one place to another with a long row of camels. They take along with their animals also. So this long row of camels are called as caravans. Okay, the long row of, you can see your textbook in page number 236, there is a picture here, children. So you can see here, see the long row of camel, the long row of camel. So this we call it as caravan. Okay, so the Bedouins move in group forming long row of camels. We call it as caravans. So the main occupation of these people are rearing cattle. Okay, rearing cattle which give them milk and hair to make clothes. Okay, so they use this milk and the hair of the animals to make clothes, carpets. Okay, so all these things they make from this hair of the animals. So these people move from one place to another to sell their animals and goods. Okay, so the people move from one place to another to sell their animals as well as goods, and like the lamb, sheep, carpets, robes, etc. with good grains, dates and other things also. Okay, so these nomads move from one place to another to sell their goods as well as animals, okay, to like sheep, lamb, as well as the goods they make it from the hair of the animals like carpets, robes, etc. Okay, and they also even sell the dates, palms, grains, all these things. So these nomads move from one place to another. So these nomads are also called as Bedouins. And the next third category, people of the Saudi Arabia, we call them as the city dwellers. City dwellers, the people who live in the city. Okay, so more than 80% of Saudi Arabians live in cities. Okay, more than 80% of the Saudi Arabian population, they live in cities. The exporting of petroleum has changed the way of life in the Saudi Arabia. Okay, so the Saudi Arabia is one of the largest producer of petroleum. Excuse me. So Saudi Arabia is the largest producer of petroleum. Okay, so more than 80% of the excuse me. So more than 80% of the people live in the cities. The exporting of the petroleum has changed the way of the life in Saudi Arabia. Okay, Saudi Arabia is one of the largest producer of petroleum. Okay, Saudi Arabia is the largest producer of petroleum. The people have become richer with the opening of new industries like petroleum refineries, fertilizers, etc. Okay, so they have, the Saudi Arabia is the largest producer of petroleum, and the people, the life of the people have changed, okay, by this, by exporting the petroleum, okay, and the people have become richer, okay, the people have become richer with the opening of the factories like the petroleum refineries, okay, fertilizers, etc. So the people earn money from this by exporting the petroleum, and by selling petroleum to other countries has been used to build modern cities such as Riyadh and Jeddah. Okay, by exporting the petroleum products, the money they earn from this, they have used this to develop their cities, okay, Riyadh and Jeddah. Okay, they have used to build their modern cities, Riyadh and Jeddah. The people have become modern facilities and the standard of living is quite high here. So the people of the city is quite richer by the opening of the industries like the petroleum industries and fertilizers, etc. So the money which they earn from by exporting the petroleum products to the other countries, they have using to develop their cities. Okay, to develop their cities, Riyadh and Jeddah have developed a modern city. Okay, by the money which they have earned by exporting the petroleum products. So Saudi Arabia is one of the largest producer of petroleum. Okay, so though the cities are modern, the country's culture is very traditional here. Okay, though the city is very modern and the people are rich here, the country's tradition, okay, culture is very traditional. The country's culture is very tradition here. The country is ruled by the king. As I told you before, it is ruled by, it is a monarch. Okay, it is ruled by a king. Women must cover their head and body in the traditional black dress. Okay, so every woman in this country should cover their head. Okay, should cover their head and body in a traditional black dress when they go out. Okay, when they go out, when they step out, they have to wear the traditional black dress to cover their head and also the body. Men wear traditional white robes and cover their heads with a white cloth. Okay, and there is no theatres in Saudi Arabia and drinking of alcohol is not allowed. Arabic is the main language of the people of Saudi Arabia. Okay, so though the city is very modern, okay, very rich also, the country's culture is very tradition here. Okay, the men and women have to follow the dress code also, and there is no theatre. Okay, there is no theatre in Saudi Arabia, and drinking alcohol is strictly, okay, it is not allowed. Okay, and the main language, Arabic is the main language of the people of Saudi Arabia. And like this, the industries, many industries. So Saudi Arabia is one of the largest producer of petroleum. Almost the entire income, okay, the entire income which they have earned by exporting the petroleum products, they have used to several large industries have been set up by using the money earned from selling petroleum. Okay, so almost they, as they are the largest producer of petroleum, the money earned by selling the petroleum, they use it to set up the larger industries also, petroleum. Okay, set up using the money earned. The large industries have been set up by using the money earned from the selling petroleum. Okay, and the religious, so they give importance for the religious. Okay, Saudi Arabia is a Muslim state. Okay, Saudi Arabia is a Muslim state. Islam, which was started by Prophet Muhammad in Saudi Arabia, is the official religion. Okay, so Saudi Arabia is a Muslim state. Islam is the official religion here, and the two important pilgrims in this place, it is Mecca and Medina. Okay, so it is the important pilgrim centers in Saudi Arabia. It is Mecca and Medina. Okay, so millions of Muslims from all over the world visit these holy cities at least once in their lifetime. Okay, so this is the religious center of the Muslims. So millions of Muslims from all over the world, they revisit this religious center at least once in a year. Okay, holy cities at least once in their lifetime. Okay, so once in their lifetime they visit this religious center. Okay, so Saudi Arabia is one of the excellent example, okay, excellent example of a hot and barren desert region being developed to a prosperous land. Okay, though the land is hot and barren, okay, though the land is hot and barren, it is one of the excellent example how it has developed to a prosperous land. Okay, so due to the efforts of the government and of Saudi Arabia, the natural resources found in the excellent example. Okay, it is the best example how the dry and barren country have been progressed. Okay, by using the natural resources which they have received from it. Okay, by the petroleum, they are exporting the petroleum and the money which they have earned from this, they use it to set up a large industries, and also they are using to benefit their people. Okay children, so this was about the desert region, Saudi Arabia. Okay, so now we want to complete the exercise part of this lesson. So everyone open your textbook to complete the exercise. Okay. So children, now everyone open your textbook, page number 239. Okay. Page number 239. So first mean fill in the blanks. A mean fill in the blanks. Mounds of sand whose pattern and shape change according to the direction of the wind are called dash. So what is the mounds of sand whose pattern and shape changes according to the direction of the wind? It is sand dunes. Okay. So write down A mean first answer is sand dunes. S-A-N-D-D-U-N-E-S. Sand dunes. Okay. S-A-N-D-D-U-N-E-S. Okay. The mounds of sand whose pattern and shape change according to the direction of the wind are called sand dunes. S-A-N-D-D-U-N-E-S. Second one, the Tropic of Dash passes through the center of Saudi Arabia. So the Tropic of Cancer. C-A-N-C-E-R. Tropic of Cancer passes through the center of Saudi Arabia. Okay, tropic, you can write the capital C here. Okay, C-A-N-C-E-R. Tropic of Cancer. The third one, the two most important pilgrim centers of Muslims. So which are the two most important pilgrim centers of Muslim in Saudi Arabia? It is Mecca and Medina. So the third answer is Mecca. M-E-C-C-A. Mecca and Medina. M-E-D-I-N-A. So these are the two important pilgrim centers of Muslims. Mecca and Medina. M-E-C-C-A. Mecca and Medina. M-E-D-I-N-A. Medina. Fourth one, strong winds that carry sand with them are called. So what do we call the strong winds? Sandstorms. The fourth answer is sandstorms. S-T-O-R-M-S. Okay. S-A-N-D. Sandstorms. S-T-O-R-M-S. Sandstorms. The fifth one, vast reserves of dash are found in Saudi Arabia. So vast reserves of petroleum. The fifth answer is petroleum. P-E-T-R-O-L-E-U-M. Petroleum. So vast reserves of petroleum are found in Saudi Arabia. Okay. So next we move on to the B main. Tick the correct option. First question. Deserts occupy approximately dash part of the earth. 1/6, 1/5, 1/4. It occupies 1/5 of the earth. So the first one is option B. Okay, take option B. So the deserts occupy approximately 1/5 of the part of the earth. Okay. And the fifth one, Saudi Arabia earns a lot of money by exporting dates, camels, petroleum. So what do they export? They earn money by exporting petroleum. Fifth answer is option C, petroleum. Okay. So the C main, answer the following we are going to write in the classwork, and come to the D main, match the following. Okay, D main, match the following. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the A column, and here you have A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. So match the following. So the first one, camel. Camel is the ship of the desert. So it is in option F. So write down number 1 here. Camel is the ship of the desert. Second one, deserts. So deserts hardly receive any rainfall. E. Write down 2 here. Okay, so deserts hardly receive any rainfall. Third one, Bedouins. Bedouins are the wandering nomadic people. Wandering nomadic people. It is B. Okay, write down 3. The fourth one, Mecca and Medina. Mecca and Medina are the religious cities. Okay, so option C. 4. And the fifth one, sand dunes. Sand dunes are hills of sand formed by sandstorms. D. Write down 5 here. And 6, cacti. Cacti can store water in their stem. Okay. 6. Okay, children. So like this you have to match it. So all the 3 means, A means fill in the blanks, B mean tick the correct option, and D mean match the following. So complete all these in your textbook. Okay. So C mean answer the following. You will be writing in your classroom. So classroom part I am going to send it through Ulo notes. Okay children. So here I am going to